Hello, class, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We are going to start with left back Jordi Alba, as Barcelona did not discuss salary reduction with the veteran star in yesterday's meeting. This is according to Fabrizio Romano. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking on this other transfer news, claiming that Bayern Munich will not sell Barca midfield target Joshua Kimmich even for 100 million euro, according to reports. So, guys, as we get right into the full story, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notifications to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Last night, Gerard Romero reported that Barcelona defender Jordi Alba had met with club president Joan Laporta, where the veteran's future was discussed. It was suggested that Barca informed Alba that he would need to take a 60% pay cut and agree to a wage deferral for 2 years if he wishes to continue at the club beyond this season. However, according to the latest updates from Fabrizio Romano, Barcelona and Alba did not hold any discussions about a salary reduction during the meeting on Tuesday evening, while the Catalans' ultimate aim remains to reduce his wages. At this point, there have been no concrete negotiations held over that possibility between the two parties. Alba's current contract with Barcelona runs until 2024 due to past deferred wages and his incremental contract. The veteran left-back will be owed in excess of 30 million euros in salary for next season. It is why Barcelona are considering the possibility of either mutually terminating his contract or agreeing a pay cut with the 34-year-old. Jordi Alba, however, is clear that he wishes to see out the remainder of his contract with the club. As such, he will have to agree to a pay cut if he is firm on that stance, and also settle for a reduced role, given that Alejandro Balde is the undisputed starter at left back right now. As per Fabrizio Romano, there was no discussion about reducing his salary during Tuesday's meeting, but that remains the club's main objective. With Barcelona needing to slash around 200 million euros from their wage bill and generate fresh income to meet La Liga's financial fair play requirements, it will be crucial to reach an agreement with Alba over a reduction of his salary. Whether they manage to do so or decide to terminate his contract and release him remains to be seen. Of course, Alba's future have remained in doubt. Alba's future have been questioned a lot, especially as the season is coming to an end. Alba's contract expires in 2024, and he does not look like somebody who plans leaving anytime soon. And Alba have always said he really likes to stay as long as he can at FC Barcelona, despite the criticism that he has been facing from the media and the fans about his performances, about the fact that he does not want to help the club, which for me, I think he have helped the club a lot. This is, I think, the third or fourth time that this guy have been approached to reduce salaries in order to help the club, which I think Alba have been doing just that. And yesterday there was a meeting between Laporta and the left back, and there were some two conflicting reports here, and from two reputable journalists, I may say, because Gerard Romero, who is a Barca-based journalist, said Laporta spoke about the salary with Jordi Alba, and of course begged him or asked him if he can reduce about 60% so that the club will benefit from that when it comes to the financial fair play. But now we're talking about Fabrizio Romano, the ever-reliable king of transfers, saying that nothing like salaries were discussed. But of course, Fabrizio said yes, there was a meeting, but there was no discussion like that about salaries. In fact, salaries were not discussed at all, according to Fabrizio Romano. But whether they were discussed or they were not discussed, we all know that Barcelona will want to have an answer, or they would like to have a solution on that come end of the season, to know their stand, to know what they have to do, because definitely players with some sort of high salaries must reduce. They must regulate that salary margin in order to fall in line with the club's objective. Because honestly, if those players don't help the club in such dire situations, then definitely we are doomed to fail in this summer window, which I think we won't do that. So let's see how Alba reacts if Barca approaches him. It's just a matter of time for Barca to plead with him to cut his salary in order to help the club in this time of financial turmoil. And of course, Alba, who of course have been linked with an exit away from Barca by the rumor mill, continue to insist that he wants to see out his contract. He is not going anywhere. He wants to be at Barcelona next season, despite being second choice to Xavi Hernandez at left back. He has already accepted his fate as the second choice, and he has no problem. He has no problem. He is even happy that the new generations are pushing him one side, and he wants to be that transition where there is that mix of experience and youth. Then on to the final story of discussion. Over the past few hours, there has been a lot of noise surrounding Barca and the reported interest in Bayern Munich midfield mainstay Joshua Kimmich. Reports broke earlier today claiming that the 28-year-old was unhappy in Bavaria and was looking to leave in the summer, with Barca being credited with serious interest in securing his services. Furthermore, it was reported that Bayern Munich were eyeing a summer move for Declan Rice, which could potentially pave the way for Kimmich to leave the club in the summer. However, according to a fresh update from journalist Toby Ashlaf in Bild, Bayern Munich will not sell Joshua Kimmich even if they were offered a sum of 100 million euros for his services. With Sergio Busquets leaving Barca on June 30, when his contract expires, Barca are on the lookout for a quality replacement for their exit-bound captain. Names such as Martin Zubimendi, Sofian Amrabat, and Ruben Neves have long been doing the rounds for a while, with Kimmich also getting added to the list. The 28-year-old has been at Bayern Munich for almost 8 years now and has established himself as one of the best central midfielders in Europe. It was suggested that Kimmich had grown unhappy with how things had gone at Bayern this season, especially with the sacking of Julian Nagelsmann earlier this season. It was even claimed that he would be very open to joining Xavi's project at Barcelona. But as things stand, Bayern have no desire to let go of their ace midfielder and wish to keep him at the club, so much so that they are prepared to turn down offers of around 100 million euros for the German international. So that could very well be it as far as Barca's pursuit of Kimmich is concerned. However, it must be remembered that the Bavarians had presented a similar stance with Robert Lewandowski last year, but ultimately relented and sold him to the Catalans. If there is no scope of a move for Kimmich, Barcelona could push for Amrabat, while Neves continues to remain an option, as well as even though manager Xavi is not fully convinced by him. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.